Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 for Thursday, February the 8th, 2024. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but there's not much to be adding to a current analysis. Both the S&P and the NASDAQ continue to work their way higher within the context of minute fifth waves. And again, those minute fifth waves will be completing minute 5, minor 5, intermediate C, primary B. So we are getting closer, but I continue to see that, number one, minute wave 5 is subdividing. And so it is going to break down to its own 5, which is great. Those will be on minuet degree. But then today, it looks like we got up. We made a slight new high at 5,020, I believe was that number. Let me just double check. Yep, 5,020. So that was just above the 19, just above. So, but enough, I think, to probably complete a small 5 waves up to put in sub-minuet wave 1 of minuet wave 3 of minute wave 5. So again, we're getting that breakdown where the third wave now, so the minuet 3, that would be the one that does the further extension and extends within this minute fifth wave. And I've been talking about that as it correlates with, I believe the third wave is going to get us above 51,000, right, 5,100, and likely possibly up into here to about 5,150. So we're looking at, an additional 130 points from where we are. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put in the third, 4, 5, complete the whole shebang. So that's kind of my path right now. Of course, I always take my cue from what the market actually tells me. And we're still seeing this back and forth. We saw today the Russell being the big winner. The Russell saw a large amount go back in, being put back into small and mid-cap stocks, where we continue to see the back and forth in NVIDIA. The back and forth in Apple was basically down on the day, but up a little, up closer to unchanged, down, et cetera, et cetera. So there weren't any outstanding moves today anywhere within the S&P or even the Max 7. I mean, Tesla, had a good day. But overall, a lot of consolidation. Now that, I think, will actually continue, because what I'm going to look for now is a small wave 2, right? A sub-minuet wave 2. And so I've put up some fibs here. The first one is 5,000. And the second, let me just kind of open this up so we can get those numbers for you. The second is the 0.382, and that's 49.88. Third is 50% at 49.78. And then finally 618, so wave 2 can basically, again, come all the way down at 49.69. So we can round it up 5,000, 49.90 to 49.85, 49.80 to 49.75, 49.70 to 49.65, we can call it. I would not be looking for much more. If this turns around and comes down, it's going to throw into a little bit of jeopardy as to what exactly is the S&P doing. I'm still fairly satisfied with what we've done coming up into this, like minute 1, 2, 3, 4, and starting this. But you can see we had that great lift off, had a nice pullback. Still yesterday had a good lift, and then just nothing. So strong lack of follow through. And it did bring it up down out of the overbought, but you can see not much going on here, and definitely the MACD registering nobody cares type thing. So again, I'm going to look for a pullback, and then once that's complete, then we'll measure again and to get possibly to fill in some of these blanks. But if nothing else, we have next up 5,069, 5,088, 51.16. I'm sure I'll be able to fill in some of those blanks once we get a little bit more movement going, both to the downside and the upside. Over in the NASDAQ, it's actually the same story. A lot of consolidation kind of going on here. And more so in the NASDAQ today because it was a pretty strong day yesterday. We kind of came down, stopped, and then rallied. We did push to slight new highs. And that kind of a little tiny bit follow through today. And so we got up to, I think it was 5,000, excuse me, 17,896. So almost to that 17,900. Now here's, well, minute wave 5, breaking down, minuet wave 1, minuet wave 2. That's how I left it last night, or labeled it. And then we start to come up. Now this is clean, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's clean. But yet, I'm going to label it. It certainly isn't the third. Wave 3 cannot be the shortest, and right now it would be. And so I'm going to leave it as sub-minuet wave 1 of minuet wave 3. And same deal. Pulling back again tomorrow. So it'd be like consolidation on top of consolidation, even though we had a little bit of an up move and a slight new high. So we have 17,817, 17,768, 17,728, and then we're rocking here, 17,690, 689, 690. My thought process is the market tends to be still pretty well supported. So I'm looking basically maybe 382, maybe 50%. Like this one, you know, 236, it could. But if this is, yeah, we got to let it all play out, to be honest with you. And so, but I'm thinking more 382, come down and give this 50 a little bit of a touch. The 20 likely will get broken and then send it down a little bit quicker, a little bit harder. But I don't think anything's too severe. Upside remains in place in terms of where we can end up. So again, I'll be able to fill in some of the blanks here once we get above 17,930. That would be next up, and that's for the minute fifth wave. But again, see where the position of the market is. I'm not thinking that that's going to be too strong of resistance, but I think it'd be a pause. In fact, that's what I was looking for today, to get this small first wave, or even a little bit higher, to put in this clean third. But you can see that wave 3, as it relates to wave 1, would equal it at 18,114 or 115. Well, it's still got a lot to go. It's got over 100 to get to over, you know, basically another 120, 120, 115 to 120 points to get it up here. And that could be where minuet wave 3 completes. So again, a couple of ways. It's either wave 1, we get a wave 2, it blasts, does this, or but it should work its way. Now again, see, as I've been talking about, what's left in terms of the Mag 7, of course, is NVIDIA. And NVIDIA goes, tests and plays around above 700, falls back down, comes back up, falls back down. So it's continuing just to consolidate as I believe they start to position themselves for earnings, but they're still, you know, earnings on the 21st. That's an eternity for, you know, where's NVIDIA's earnings going to put the stock. So I'm hearing between 700 and 800. But the market continues just to consolidate at higher levels right now. So I'm continuing to look for higher levels before minute wave 5 is complete. And I'm probably looking at the upper end of 18,500 up into that area or even higher. And then we have 19,000. So I know it's like to the moon, but that might just be the case. We shall see. We shall see. Now that's about it for today. Again, moving averages. I mean, not moving averages. They're all pretty much in alignment. I meant the RSI. Nothing to write home about. And also the MACD. Flat on the hourly. So tomorrow now, what do we got in terms of numbers? Do we have anything? No. We have before the opening CPI seasonal factor revisions. Okay. One, the Dallas Fed president is out speaking at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So nothing really to rock the market. So it could be a very slow day, but it is an expiration. It's a weekly expiration tomorrow. And so we're going to see probably some pushing and shoving as that gets closer to unfolding. All right. So I'm going to wish everybody a really great Friday trading. I should be putting up a podcast, a big picture technical update on Saturday. And if not, then the next Elliott Wave update. If I don't get something put up on Saturday, the next Elliott Wave update will be on Sunday. If I do get the Saturday podcast complete and published, then the next Elliott Wave update will be on Monday. That would be the 12th of February. So have a great trading day tomorrow and have a great weekend.